Good morning. I think it's story time this morning. I got a little bit of a story for you all. Maybe it'll get you charged up, maybe it won't. It got me charged up the other day. So let me preface this with guy calls me, I don't know how long ago. It was a while ago. Says, I got a Fabtech 153. You're the guy. I watch you on your videos, and can you diagnose and can you fix my machine? I just bought it. And I'm like, okay, you just bought it. You must know what's going on with it. But apparently it got hauled right here from the guy's place, wherever it was that he bought it from. And so it took a while. I mean, this new guy, I'm not going to bend over backwards and push him in here because I got other customers and I got lots going on in my life that some of you know about. And I thought it was an odd thing right off the bat, right off the hop. And anyways, we got it in here. Batteries were dead. Needed a little bit of ether. Preheater didn't work. I got it in here. Was this last Sunday? Worked on it on my Sunday. Fixed the preheater. Diagnosed the fuel problem. The primer head on the filter head with the primer bulb on it was a leaker, letting the fuel drain back down because it doesn't seal up. Whatever. And I get to the computer inside. Well, first I thought, what's going on here? I drove it around outside, and the main boom would go about this fast. And the jib boom out. So when you're going out to grab a tree, whatever, it's just the outputs are shot in the black ICANN computer. And I know that. I've replaced several of them. And they're not available anymore. You got to buy an upgraded kit from CAT, which is $15,000 or $16,000 for the whole system. Anyways, so after all that, I got a hold of the guy and I said, "Yep." I said, the computer is no good for the machine controls, not the harvester head, but the main boom swing. What do they call it? The tool cylinder, tilt the head and stuff. That's all. It's all a separate valve bank for the machine controls. And the display, you couldn't clear the buttons. The button is so wore out that you couldn't clear the codes when it would flash at you, low fuel or dirty charge filter, all that good stuff. So I called him up one day and I says, yeah, I says, your two outputs on your computer are no good on the machine. And this is just a very concise version of what's going on here. But I told him that, and I also said, I got some bad news for you. Well, I asked him a bunch of questions, and I said, well, how did you buy this or what? Oh, I went and tested it, and it worked fine in the woods. It was a good deal. And I says, how much you pay for it? And he told me. And I'm like, dude, I says, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you got screwed. And that's how I said it. And there was just this long pause, and I think this is one of those situations where the guy bought it because there's so much blowdown work in Wisconsin that he was going to go make $1 million on it. And he bought the machine and he got screwed. That ICANN computer, it's a black box behind the seat inside the gray box. I keep old ones that I know other channels or outputs are junk on, and that the machine becomes dysfunctional. It doesn't work. So you get a boat anchor. And so I put mine in, the one I had, and I proved it out to myself because I'm Mechanic Mike. We figure things out before I even called him. The one I have, the rotation is out. The swing for the house is out. But the main boom and the jib just went like they're supposed to go. So it's all in the computer. I did some checking and there's none used anymore. Sometimes guys, they get them. But anyways, so the guy comes to pick it up after I told him all this stuff. And when you listen to your customers, they will tell you what kind of people they are. And that last phone call, I said, yeah, it ain't going to be much of a bill because I didn't really do anything. I fixed the preheater. I fixed checked the measuring system out on the head to be functional. And so I think it was around $600 or $700. Okay, mind you, we had to start it out. Never mind. I'll just let that part go. So I was leaving that day just as he was loading it up, and he was out here running it, and I had an appointment in a different state. And here he comes. My kid calls me. I was about 30 miles away by the time my kid calls and said, Dad, the guy's going ape shit, and said, we destroyed it, we sabotaged it, we did this, we did that. He's going to call the authorities. And I'm thinking to myself, what? What? Yeah, I ain't paying for this because you guys sabotaged my machine, and I know he watches my stuff, so shame on you, you little pissant. But in that last phone call, when I told him about this, that he needed to bring a check along, I get this little snide comment of, "Oh, we'll see." Well, that should have told me right there. I didn't listen hard enough about paying his bill. And so my kid calls me and said he's threatening to call the cops and all this stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, self, number one, you brought the machine to me because of YouTube. What do I do every day? I got a video camera in my hands. I've got video of me proving this machine out because I was going to throw it out there and show all of you folks how to do it. And yet here he's threatening, and all I can think to myself, it has a little bit to do with psychology, which I'm getting pretty versed at these days. And I'm calling it blame shifting, and I'm going to explain that. Well, if you think about it, he's a young man. I think he works construction or something otherwise. So did he just go borrow $68,000 or $65,000 to get a machine that he got hooked on and can't man up to it? And so now he's going to blame shift it to me because his woman is sitting in the semi and all these other people are around him, and he can't admit to himself or to others that he got screwed because he didn't know what he was doing. And so I told my kid on the phone, I says, you know what, Josh, I said, just let him go. I said, he ain't worth my breath, he ain't worth your breath, he ain't worth nothing. And the truth always follows these people. And so you notice I'm not mentioning any names, it is what it is. He's going to see it and people are going to know it. And I'm just warning you out there, there's people out there that are shaky like that, snaky. And I got conned out of $700. Well, I guess the moral of the story is, like I said, in my opinion, if you got took buying a machine you didn't know nothing about and how to operate, so you can go make $1 million in the woods overnight, we ought to got took. But man up and take the responsibility that you got took. And I kind of, in a way, I'm kind of delighted, if you will. I called him up and left him he wouldn't answer the phone, and I left him a nasty, pretty nasty. I was pretty vulgar on the voicemail. So I'll admit that I did that, but I think he just blame shifted over so that he doesn't look responsible, and he's blaming me for all of his let's just call it stupidity, for lack of better blunt terms. And I'm going to get a charge out of it because when you have a computer like that and you're out in the woods working it and you're struggling to get the output from that computer to the machine controls, which is the valve bank and the solenoids, and that thing craps out when you're holding on to a big tree or a middle of a tree, or you're doing whatever, and let's say your boom is on the ground and now you can't move it to a low boy. Good for you, man. in life we have to admit mistakes in order to move on. I'm going through one right now. It's going to be kind of, I can just foresee that his temper and his lack of self-control is just going to go through the roof. And somebody's going to take the wrath of it. But I just let it go. I had to. I mean, it ain't worth it for me to, well, I'm not going to say it ain't worth it yet. But for God's sakes, man, suck it up, take it. You screwed up. And don't take it out on me. Don't take it out on my kid. Don't take it out so you can look good to your friends. Kiss my ass. And you know who you are. And you'll undoubtedly go to the library and watch my videos because you must not have a computer at home. Maybe you don't have it. Whatever. I'll shut up. But that's kind of my lesson of my little chat with Mike this morning, because you know, it hurts to get hooked for $700, and it could have been a lot worse. But it is what it is. I let it go. Told my kid that this is, and my guys, these are the people that we need to be vigilant about and watch. But it makes it worse for the rest of us. You know, for the rest of the people in business. It takes that. Each time a person comes through my shop like that, it takes a little bit of trust away from the good relationships, and it's a pattern behavior that's just not right. There's something wrong there, and I don't care. It's gone. It's gone, and I'll never see it again. And if he was going to call the authorities, why didn't they show up? And on the other side of it, I should have had my kid calling him, but it just isn't worth it. It's not worth it. So just beware, you guys who do this work for a living, you know what it's like working for the public. And I don't know that I just don't know. It was just a funny situation, and I can move past them pretty quickly and pretty easily, but you know, it makes your blood just boil, makes you want to do crazy things, and but like I said, it ain't worth it. And his day he will shine when that machine is sitting there and he can't move it. And not my problem, buddy. Not my problem. Not my problem. So good luck to you, man. I know you'll watch this someday, and I hope all your friends know that I'm an asshole because I did it, because you're telling them that, because I supposedly sabotaged it. But like I said, I document the stuff because I'm a YouTuber. Come after me, man. God. The balls some people got just to cover their own ass because they're stupid. Anyways, enough of me. It's a little ranting this morning. I'm back in the saddle, and yeah, it's all good. So I hope you guys are all well out there. And hey, I got to tell you something. There's something big happening on Monday on Logger Wade's channel. Little Uncle Tony told me to get out here and tell you guys to all go watch. There's some kind of surprise going on Monday with Logger Wade. So get your popcorn and your peanuts and your candy bars and your big gulp of soda and watch, because there's some big reveal or something going on Monday on Logger Wade's channel. And I'll be sitting there glued to the damn to the YouTube to see what it is. And Uncle Tony sent him something, and I don't know. It's supposed to be an epic surprise. So check that out on Monday. I want all you guys to get out and sit down and wait. I don't know what time he's going to do it, but check ahead. Monday night, this next Monday, the day before, well, it'd be the 23rd. Get on there and wait for, I'm guessing he's going to do a live stream Monday night, and be watching. And let's just blow up his channel with all kinds of viewers and see what he gets from Uncle Tony. It's going to be a treat, a special. So, all right, take care, guys, and thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there with me, and thanks for everything you guys do. And you know who you are, the friends and the that I've gotten in this business of YouTube, and all your good words and support. It means a lot to me. And all right, take care.